Well, good morning. Yesterday was a long day, uh, logistics day, uh, from Kathmandu flying down to the southeast, then a 10-15 mile taxi ride to get to the Jeep. Uh, the Jeep ride was itself about 9 hours. The whole thing was about 14 hours, mostly in the back of a Jeep. For most of it, four of us abreast. And it sounds strange, but that actually was very arduous on me. I mean, I would almost rather be trekking for 14 hours, hiking for 14 hours. Among other things, like because I don't fold very well, like my foot wasn't flat. In order to fit my feet in the car, I had to like put my foot like that, both of them. And so for hour after hour after hour, the weight of my leg, my foot, and sort of all the pressure was literally like, on the side of my foot. And I actually like got a not a sore, not a blister, but just something because for hour after hour and bump after bump, that was hitting my foot, and I really couldn't change it. There's sort of no way to move around, when you're 6'2" and you're cramped in there like that. Anyway, this place was very nice. Been open for 2 years. Attendee tells me they don't own that. That's owned like by somebody else, but this is used like at festival times. Attendee's actually been on it. But very nice place, good food, and very nice room, and quiet, and so my attitude is much better today. And the other part of the 14 hours was I was not expecting that at all. I thought, according to the itinerary, we fly to the town. We drive to thus and such. I mean, I take a look at it on the map, and there's like a highway there. Well, yeah, it's not a highway. I thought it was going to be like a 2-hour drive. Yeah, it ended up, being 9 hours or something like that, or more. And today we were then scheduled to have another 5 hours in a Jeep, but it's actually probably going to be even longer than that. We can't get the Jeep. So I guess I just want to digress here. So a guide literally is guiding you. You go down this path, that not that path, is absolutely concerned with your safety, checking you out to make sure that you're not suffering from acute mountain sickness. You're doing okay physically. That's definitely part of the job. Part of it is making sure that all your needs are taken care of in terms of food and, are you warm enough or whatever. But, here's your menu. I will serve you your dinner, that kind of thing. But the other value of a guide is literally like a fixer. And I've experienced that several times. So if I were going somewhere solo, it would be things that really aren't problems for me now with my guide, just are non issues, would become issues. So according to the itinerary, we would normally take another Jeep ride to another town. Well, it turns out there are no Jeeps available that have seats for myself and Tendi, my guide, and Dundu, who is now my porter, today. So it would be like no go if I were Well, if I were solo, maybe. If I knew how to book that Jeep, it might be a go. Yeah, but you get the point that just because Jeeps go from here to there doesn't mean there's a Jeep today that has a space today. And this is all done by Tendi, my guide. So we're actually going to take a different route, which doesn't even appear on the maps, but apparently has now been opened up. And we're actually going to go further into the mountains today. It's a slightly longer trip, but we're actually going to cut off one day of the trek. Basically skip ahead, because there is a Jeep that goes from this town to that village. None of that, if I had been solo, would I really be able to negotiate with any sort of ability to do that, So anyway, that's just sort of an observation on just some of the duties of a guide and the advantages of having a guide. A guide, I think, is required in this area. I know a permit is required, but I'm perfectly comfortable with that. Even though I generally like to go, by myself, because this area is going to be so remote, and the problems that can loom. We're going to be out of communication for days at a time, and so these videos are going to be delayed. But anyway, just some thoughts this morning. So I did want to note here, so lots of rain, unseasonable snow, Manaslu Circuit, Annapurna Circuit. People died there, I think, on both circuits, sort of just after I completed the Annapurna Circuit. Including, I was just told yesterday, a guide and 2 porters. When I asked Tendi told me about it. There hasn't been much on this in the news that I've heard. And there are some people missing, I think, still. In a different part of Nepal, closer to where I am here, just yesterday there was an avalanche or something where apparently 7 climbers have been killed, and another 4 missing, something like that. So I'm really, sort of reminded here of how lethal these mountains can be, not just for the climbers, who really are out there. They're on glaciers. They're, dealing with snow and ice. But even just some trekkers, and it's very sobering. Mexican standoff. So this is my first view of Kanchenjunga from the ground. So we're gassing up. We're getting near the destination, but the driver has stopped here. He's going up and checking out all the rocks that might cause a problem. You don't want to start slipping and sliding. 'Cause, yeah, it's 1,000 feet down.
Hotel basa. Tingnan na hotel basa.
Good job. Good job. Path goes that way, and then up to the left and up and down tomorrow and crossing a bridge. About 6 hours of trekking, Tendi tells me. So this tea house, no menu, we'll just have hot meal of dal bhat tonight, and that's it. I think it's wood fired, and the little kitten is very cute.